What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be taking another look at Bossk Blue with some updates from my original list. This deck has definitely been one of my favorite decks to play since I played it the first time. It's been incredibly dominant, so I've just been kind of working on perfecting this list. I've seen a few, obviously this deck got more popularity after its recent win a few weeks ago at that big tournament in Spain, I believe it was. I started to do a video on that tournament, but I decided not to just because so many people did a video on it. I just didn't want to be doing the same thing as others, and then I was really busy that week, so I just kind of put this on the back burner. But since then, I've been kind of focusing on this list and just perfecting it. I really, really like this deck. I think it's one of the best decks in the format, and clearly, the results have shown that. I mean, I saw it win another recent showdown, so it's definitely gotten the popularity it deserves. The list that won the Spain tournament was very similar to my original list. I think they played a couple of things in the main board that were a little different than my original list, but and I have no idea if they got that list from me, if they got that list from themselves. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. But what the biggest takeaway though is that this deck is just legit and super strong and super good. One of the weaknesses obviously is the control mirror, especially like Boba Blue, because they have Bounty Hunter crew and they can just cycle that. So I've kind of tweaked this list a little bit more on the sideboard to address that matchup, because that matchup is very tough. And I think that the changes I've made really do help. Haven't changed too much in the main, just the restock for a Force Choke is the biggest change. I also took out a Krayt Dragon for a Pillage, just to give you a little more diversity in the main board with dealing with certain decks. Like a well-timed Pillage, especially with the amount of cards that you draw in this deck, can be really impactful and just really swing a game in your favor. Obviously, you're bringing in the second and third copy of Pillage against decks, against the control decks, against mid-range, against Kira green, against anything where the game is going to go on, where you're not just trying to survive by turn 5 or 6 against an aggro deck. So, Pillage becomes really impactful, especially while you're getting a ton of card advantage with Deathmark and Pershing. And if you just shut down their hand while you have 6 to 10 cards in your hand, it's just really hard for your opponent to overcome that. Against, Boba Blue, of course, and decks like that, Iden decks, Kira decks, Pillage is going to become really, really good. You pair that along with Bane at 4 cost, where you're getting to snipe a specific card if you want to, and especially if you can also smuggle it at 6 cost, I believe, which is a good way to in those longer games to just pull it out of nowhere and also just get a unit on the board to get subtle damage. I mean, subtle damage adds up quick when you have an Avenger and a Krayt Dragon as your end game, and a Snoke even. Put a second restock for one of this deck's weaknesses is that it can deck itself out because of how much cards you draw, and against those control mirrors, it can be a good thing and a bad thing, right? Like there's a fine line. Like drawing a lot of cards can be really good because you can cycle to your end game quicker, and if you have restock, Bounty Hunter crew, and Vigilance, you can cycle to that quicker and get to that end game quicker before your opponent has time to set that up, which isn't a bad thing. You also can just find your closers quicker before they have time to find things. So in that way, it can be an advantage. Of course, the disadvantage is that you draw too much and they're trying to mill you, and then you get milled out. And those matchups I would not say they're fun at all. Like you get down to the end game, it's like both of you have 4 cards left in your deck, and it's just who gets the Vigilance at the right time and mills away your restock. It just gets kind of silly. But I mean, the difference between this deck and Boba Blue, of course, is that we have Pillage. They have 3 Bounty Hunter crew, they have Bane, they have restock, they have all that. But we do have Pillage, and Pillage can be really impactful as especially a way to hit their hand at key times earlier in the game and as well as the end game. We also obviously have Krayt Dragon, which is a really you know, if they don't have the right removal for that, how are they going to deal with it? And that's a way to close the game out when we get to those milling games. So it's still winnable. Definitely it's tough, but I do think that this version has a better chance against it. As far as aggro, this deck just completely dominates aggro for the most part. I think the hardest decks for this deck as far as aggro go are like Han Green wide and like a Sabine Red wide or Kylo Red wide deck. Decks that go wide basically is the theme. That's hard because we have a lot of spot removal. We do have Snoke and Super Laser Blast to deal with those, and you could add in Bombing Run if you're really worried about decks like that. And I think that's worth a consideration, especially like in set 3 comes around with all these clone and droid decks. I think Bombing Run is probably going to be added into this deck, I would imagine. So that's something to think about if you're playing this deck a lot. This deck would be my deck of choice if I was going to play in a tournament right now. I just think it has well-rounded matchups. I love how the leader can just kind of hit you out of nowhere or slowly kill things to get bounties. I love the interaction with Bossk and Client. I love when you flip Bossk and you can get double bounties, draw 4 cards, gain 10, 12 life, depending on what you have out there. I mean, some turns you can gain, what is it, like 17 life if you have like a bounty where you gain 12 from top target with Bossk out plus a vigilance or something. I mean, it's just, you can do some really cool things with this deck. The card advantage is amazing on top of, you know, just the spot removal. The end game is a lot of fun with Avenger and Krayt Dragon. Even Snoke is a lot of fun. So yeah, it's one of my favorite decks. I think it's one of the strongest decks in the format. It's so interesting how people's perception of this deck at first was like, oh, it's fine, or it's just a good meta call, but really it's a really strong deck, and now everyone's saying that it's meta changing and all this other stuff. But this deck is just really good. I mean, you have blue and red removal package, you have hand disruption with Bane and Pillage, you have board wipes with Laser Blast and Snoke, you have the best closer in the game with Avenger, and I would say the second best closer in the game with Krayt Dragon. You have card advantage with Dr. Pershing and Deathmark. I mean, it's just, you have life gain all over the place, and you have the ability to just totally swing the game. What are the other tough matchups? I would say Han Yellow is probably a very tough matchup for this deck. Haven't play tested that one. Haven't seen that deck around. I've tried to find that matchup. Haven't seen it around enough. I would say that Dr. Pershing and Deathmark are going to be your best friend because you're going to really want to have as many cards in your hand as possible against a deck like that. But even that can be not enough. That deck just is really good against control decks. I don't think Boba Yellow is that tough. I do play against that in the video today. I think it was against a player who's not as experienced with that deck. But either way, I've played that matchup multiple times with this deck, and it's never been a problem. Snoke is your best friend. You know, they have a hard time dealing with your spot removal. Obviously, they have hand disruption, but you have card draw, so you know, all the things that they try to do to gain an advantage of you have answers for, as long as you draw reasonably well, I would say. And then obviously you have answers for Boba the Leader with Rival's Fall, or even Force Choke or Lieutenant Childsen. Childsen's very good against Boba decks because they don't really have anything with Saboteur, so they have to deal with the 6/6 Childsen, which can be a problem for them. And they don't, unless they have like the 4 Lam Zuckuss package, like they don't necessarily have the best ground units to deal with Childsen, so they usually have to 2 units have to take a hit. So Boba Green, I think, is fine. I think the card that I would say is the toughest card with decks like that, or like some of these other mid-rangey decks, I would say is Choose Sides, because it can steal your Avenger or your Krayt Dragon for a really weak unit, like a Leia or something, for example. Like they put a Leia and you have an Avenger, and then they play Choose Sides. So I think that's a card that has come into play more, rightfully so. It's a very good card, and that's a card that's can be difficult to deal with for this deck. But overall, this deck is just incredible. So if you haven't played this deck yet, definitely give it a shot. Definitely check out these games today to get an idea of how to play it. Again, this is one of my favorite decks to play right now, and it would be my deck of choice for a tournament. Anything else to say about this list? If you have any questions or thoughts on the list, or how you're any questions about your list, definitely feel free to ask me. I love to help players to get better, and I love hearing other ideas of cards to put in here. you know, Bazine was an idea that I had discussed with another player, and it made a lot of sense, so I added that in myself over like Spark of Rebellion. But as always, please like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Go to the community page. We're getting really, really close to the 2,500 subscribers, where I will be giving away 4 prizes, so make sure to comment on there and subscribe. But let's get into some games and see how Bossk Blue does today with this updated list. Alright, up against Sabine Green. No, I'm just going to get rid of probably Pillage and Laser Blast. Claim the initiative. And just, okay. Second Laser Blast. I don't want to get rid of too many Laser Blasts here. Yeah, I mean, Entrenched on Sabine might be the way to go. And then we can Laser Blast everything to clean things up. Especially because we haven't drawn any good removal yet. I hate to get rid of a Vigilance, but that seems like the most optimal line of play for us. Our opponent really doesn't want to put any damage on us, huh? Restock. I don't think we need that card. I think we go Pershing into Entrenched. Potentially. But we'll see, since we didn't find Takedown or Force Choke. Okay, that's a card. Dr. Pershing is a card. Can Entrenched one of these, I think. Now he's doing it? No, still no damage. I don't know, maybe he's just an eager beaver? I don't know. Okay, top target and Klein are both great finds. What's better this turn? Top target, I guess. Yeah. Especially because we're going to blow up the board soon. We're going to draw a card first. Hey, it's a client. Nice. Okay. Top target on Sabine. We can go ahead and play the client, I think. Take our 3. Okay. Do we want to just bring out Bossk and just... Well, let's just actually just kill Sabine and gain 12 life, I think. That seems better. Doesn't it? Start him back at 0. Seems nice. I'm not mad about that. Play Vigilance here, or Death Mark. I don't think we really need Death Mark. Yeah, I mean, I just want to have things. Can use Klein as a way to gain life. First, we're going to draw cards with Dr. Pershing, I think. Okay. Could just fell the dragon. Okay. There he goes. ECL. There he goes. Killing Pershing and Bossk. That's what I would do. Red 3. Stoppable is droid from the... Huh? I'm so confused. There we go. Nice job. Alright, so we're gonna just put a bounty on Wrecker. Sure. Bell the Dragon. Yep. Sure. I'd say we're doing pretty good so far, as we're at 0 damage. Krayt Dragon, Vigilance. I think we're still a little ways away from Krayt Dragon here. We are 2 turns, but still. I guess yeah, I'm gonna play top target. On here. Get him to attack with the green squadron. And we're just going to heal and defeat. Fleet Lieutenant. Go back down to 1 damage. Hopefully we get him to play something big here. I could have probably used Bossk's ability there. Okay, he's going wide. That's perfect. So that's an easy choice as far as our laser blast goes. Don't think we need Childsen anymore. So we'll gain 4 life here. Go back to 0. Start fresh. Our opponent really is not enjoying the pinging thing. Maybe we'll get to do the 3 damage from the K2SO, but alright, claim the initiative, play Avenger. I'm sorry, what? Why is he just... What? I'm sorry, what is happening now? Why would he revert the game state on a super laser blast? Oh, choose a card to discard, okay. Sure. I think at this point we're just trying to close the game out with our bigger units. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we don't need Force Stroke. I think we're just gonna go Snoke because it limits the damage and kills the thing. Take our 3. Okay. Playing the initiative. Okay, Wrecker. Is he doing the 5? Okay. Sure. Sure. Just gonna pass. Keep our hand size a little bigger. So we're just gonna attack him with Snoke, kill Wrecker, and then play Avenger. Since Snoke's about to die anyways. Yep. Okay. Not too worried about that. Don't need entrenched at this point. Just gonna play Snoke. Just get in for 8. And this should be the beginning of the end. Yep, and I think we're just gonna hold here. No reason to resource much more against aggro once you hit around 10 resources. It's pretty much like the lock that we have on them. Anything they do, we're just gonna immediately kill it with Avenger if it's a threat. Just go face with Snoke at this point for 6. Yeah, I mean, what's he gonna do? 1 damage to us? Okay. Just going in for 8, kill his Cassian. And that'll do it. I feel like our opponent... Good game. Might be newer to this game. I'm not sure. But, yeah, they didn't use Sabine's ability the entire time. I don't think it would have mattered, though. I mean, we had very good answers. He might have been at, like, 17 or 18 damage, but either way, we would have kept him under the 20 damage threshold. I mean, there's a lot of times we healed for a lot more than the damage that we had on our base, so... Alright, no mulligan, we're going to let go of Avenger and... I'm trying to think if we want to let go of Fell or make it... Well, definitely not letting go of make an opening. Let go of the client for now. Go ahead and slam down a Dr. Pershing. Deathmark is solid. Don't want to play... Yeah, I mean, I'd really just like to play Deathmark here. Okay. Trenched is cool. Okay. We could make an opening, the 7th Fleet Defender. That doesn't seem like a bad idea. Snokey Snoke. Are we just playing entrenched here? I mean, just playing Childsen here? Probably. 2, 3. If we get rid of Deathmark. I don't really want to get rid of Deathmark. But I guess that's the best option right now. I mean, he's going to attack him with Val. Okay. Well. Takedown is a great card here. Pass. Yes. Okay. Force Choke's a good card. We can let go of Entrenched, I think, now. We're going to keep Snoke, because Snoke is incredibly powerful as the game goes on. So far, Dr. Pershing is doing work for us. Childsen's a good play here, as well as Force Choke, Power of the Dark Side. So we'll just kind of see what our opponent does. Okay. Okay. What does this come out as? A 4/7? Put it entrenched on Bossk this turn, we can kill that thing. Could play entrenched plus pillage. Trying to think. I don't want to get rid of top target. Definitely don't want to get rid of Force Choke. Our other option is just Vigilance. I think I just like the entrenched pillage play here. Okay, I'm gonna put the entrenched on the Bossk. So we can immediately kill the Saxon. Okay. Sure. Don't have a problem with that. We're gonna go ahead and draw. Another Pershing, okay. Do we want to Pillage here or Childsen? Let's go ahead and Childsen. Get a 6/6 down. I don't think we need another Dr. Pershing. Okay, so it has a shield, so that's an easy choice. Pass on that. And our opponent is done. I get it. I'd be done too. Alright, we're gonna let go of Laser Blast. And Entrenched, I think. Or maybe it's Snoke. Yeah. Okay. Get the Pershing down. Us. Okay, we lose Pershing here. Establish a consistent form of life gain. I think client double force choke here isn't bad. Let the trench go. We could put a bounty on either one of these and kill them while gaining 5 life. Seems pretty solid. Let's just do that. Okay. So then we will force choke the Cloud Rider. Use Bossk's ability. No. Gain 5 life. Okay, for LOM, does it damage? Does it damage? Sure. Just go ahead and force choke that. Pass. Open fire, takedown. I don't think 2 takedowns. Get into our end game here with Bossk. See what he does here before we decide to. Okay, he's just doing that thing. That's fine. To kill our client. Cool. So just open fire the gunship. Yeah, I mean, oops, wrong one. Put that on Greedo. And we're going to use Bossk's ability, kill Greedo. Okay. Then we're going to flip Bossk. Kill Cloud Rider. Alright, we're in good shape. Rival's Fall is going to take care of Cad Bane. I don't think we need entrenched at this point. Okay. Sure. I could take down Cartel. I don't see a point. Just gonna pass. And I guess that's a point, right? He's got to know we have Rival's Fall. Yep. Totally fine. Pillage is pretty incredible right here. Just gonna let Childsen go. Okay, taking 2. Pillage opponent. Alright, he's got no hand. Okay. Nice. Cool. Claim the initiative. Flips over Cat Bane. Okay. Smart. Smart. Take 4. Go up to 12. Okay. Avenger is nice. We could play Rivals Fall. Deathmark this turn, which seems good. So we shall. Rivals Fall, Cat Bane. Deathmark. Draw 2 cards. Nice. Client's good. Bazine takes our Avenger. Nice. Isn't that nice? Like sugar and spice. Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I should not have gotten rid of that Avenger. Okay. I don't think we need the Deathmark, right? Oh, we don't need 2 clients, that's for sure. Okay. Alright. Let's kill the thing that represents the most damage first. So, open fire. Here. Okay. We're taking 1 more damage. We're just getting the client down. Kind of at a place where I don't really want to take a lot of damage. So, plus Bazine's annoying with McClunky. See what our opponent does here. Okay. Yeah. Just need to find like a vigilance would be nice. Or a laser blast is fine. Yeah, we're kind of at a place where we need to swipe the board. We don't want to take too much damage. Nice. Okay. Okay. Krayt Dragon's pretty sweet. So we can play a 6/6 Childsen and a... or just play an Avenger. Or play a Krayt Dragon. Let's just play an Avenger, I think. Once we get the Avenger down, that's just like establishing a piece of removal. And then we can just... Okay. It's fine. Plays another... It did not play another unit. There's a top target, okay. We don't need Pershing at this point. We need to just close the game out. We don't need to draw any more cards. We got everything we need over here. We can go ahead, we're going to do things a little differently now, since we have these pieces in play. Sure. Snoke is good. Vigilance is great. Yeah, we're taking over now. Okay. I think now we just play. I mean, that's 2 waylays now. Do you want to play another Childsen? Or a Power of the Dark Side? Just get rid of that. Another Jabba, okay. Sure. Okay, play Childsen. Okay. Okay, does 3 to Childsen, sure. Attacking in for 2. Sure. Okay. Playing the initiative. He's at 13 cards, so we actually mill him out here too. I don't think we need make an opening at this point. Okay. We may have Krayt Dragon or Avenger, so not a big deal there. Or Snoke, even. He took Krayt Dragon, interestingly enough. Could just mill him and kill. Do we even care about killing? I mean, how many waylays? He's already used 2 waylays. Another Jabba. Okay. He's at 3 resources. He's definitely putting up a fight with the tempo cards here. Okay. He's killing client. Not too worried about that. That's an important card we just drew there. I think we're just milling now, right? Yeah, we have restock and mill, so kill and mill. Kill and mill. Mill and kill. Sure, more Jabbas. Okay. Do the double kill. Now we're gonna heal, or even shield. We could. I think we should just heal, and mill. So he has nothing left in his deck, except the 3 cards in his hand. Put up a good fight, but wasn't good enough. Okay. Yep, and that is gonna do it. Good game. Yeah, Bossk is just incredibly powerful. Just such a good deck. Alright, so we got a mulligan. I think we're gonna let go of 1 entrenched and Avenger. Just Probably Deathmark or Greedo here is ideal. Pass. Bazine's probably... yeah. Just Deathmark or Greedo. Draw some cards. Cards are good, I like cards. Power of the Dark Side's good. Snoke is really, really good against Boba, so we're going to keep that as one of our endgame pieces. Don't need 2 Childsen, but I will take 1 for sure. Have a good array of options here. Probably just going to power the Dark Side here, but it depends on what they do. That actually does not work. So we will just entrenched. So it cannot attack our base. Because power of the Dark Side does not work. Yeah, top target's not really doing much there. I don't think we need to fell the dragon here. Okay. So he's thinking that he can attack my base, but he cannot. Alright, we could force choke that. I think that's fine. They haven't done any damage to us yet. That card's a problem because of like new Adventure in this deck, so you want to take care of that card whenever you can. Okay. Just gonna pass. Alright. Honestly, Deathmark is still really good in here because they have Bazine and Cunning and things like that. And even the 3-drop card. Power of the Dark Side is actually pretty bad right now because they can just target Phantom. Let's just pretend like they know that they can do that. It makes it worthless. But they may not know if they're trying to attack with an entrenched. Yeah, he's still trying to attack. Okay. It's a good make an opening target. Let's see what our opponent does. So let's just get this out first. Just so that we can attack into Boba. Attack with a unit. Cannot do that. Not sure why he keeps saying that. You can't attack the base with an entrenched. Yeah, he must be new to the game or something, unfortunately. Okay. So Childsen's just going to be a 5/5 here, which is good enough. So we can still put the top target on Boba. I'm okay with it. Attack into Boba, he dies if he attacks into Childsen. Childsen will still live. Bossk will still live. Okay. So he's just going that route, which is fine. Okay, again, with the power of the dark side, that is... Again, we're gonna pretend like he knows what he's doing. Snoke is coming up soon, just gonna be big. We're gonna just attack him with Childsen, go face. I think it's a good idea just to put these down on things at this point, because Snoke will just take them out, and then we can just gain their value from Snoke. Just go up here with that. If he flips Boba, we're going to attack in to Boba with Bossk, but it looks like he just claimed the initiative, so we're just going to keep going face. Not too worried about a crafty smuggler that's going to die. I don't want to give them extra cards right now. Entrenched is good for Childsen after we attack in with Childsen, so that it can live a little bit longer potentially. What card are we resourcing? I guess Childsen at this point. Okay. We're gonna go face. Then we're gonna put the Entrenched on Childsen. If he plays a Fet's Fire Spread, then we just play Fell the Dragon. Okay, he's going with a Crafty Smuggler for 5. Sure. Okay, we can we're just gonna attack in with Bossk here. Okay, he brings out Boba. I mean, Boba probably... Yeah, I mean, Boba's gonna die, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna force choke Boba, so that if he puts a Boba Fett's armor on it, that it will die if it attacks into Childsen. So I'm thinking that's the only way he could get himself in a situation where Boba somehow survives. Yeah, because he'd be a 6/9. That takes 2 less damage, so yeah. Alright, so we're going to claim the initiative here. We're just going to wipe the board with Snoke. And this is where Snoke just obliterates that deck. Again, Power of the Dark Side. We're pretending that he knows that it doesn't do anything. Playing at that disadvantage of that card being useless in this matchup with a Lurking TIE Phantom out there. So we're going to gain 4 life and draw 2 cards. Okay, Cunning. Hopefully he doesn't discard a random card and get our Snoke. I swear that happens to me all the time. When I play against Cunning on Karabas, they always get the card that I do not want them to take if they chooses that route. Huh? He's still trying to attack with Phantom? Okay, what to say? See if he gets the Snoke. He did not. Okay. I think we'll hold on to the client. Power, we're going to get rid of Power of the Dark Side because, again, it's useless. As long as Phantom is on the board, which at this pace is going to be the rest of the game. Pretty much just going to close out the game with Bossk and Snoke here. So we'll draw 2 cards, gain 4 life, kill 3 things. Incredible value. Okay, play Snoke. Draw 4 cards because we have Bossk out. No. Well, we could gain 8 life, I guess. I'll draw that. We already drew 4 cards, right? Yeah, you can't do it twice. Okay. Lackeys is coming in for 3. Coming in hot. Just go to attack it with Bossk. And that should do this one. Snoke with the win. Entrenched was pretty big with the Phantom. Our opponent is upset, I guess. I don't know what he's doing. Okay. I mean, Krayt Dragon, whatever, all of it's good. We don't need 2 clients, so we'll resource one of the clients. I think Deathmark was really good. I mean, that's why we play 3 Dr. Pershing too, because a Dr. Pershing on turn 1 is amazing. But that Deathmark to kill the Greedo was, you know, super strong as well. We could play Krayt Dragon here. We could play Open Fire. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to Open Fire just to show him that we're in complete control. Especially because he's reverted the game state like 50 times this game. So, and then we shall attack in with Snoke. Alrighty. Good game. So yeah, pretty dominant performance from the jump. I mean, we had the right pieces at the right time, but in general, I think this matchup is fine. I think it, you know, obviously if the Phantom gets out of control, that could be a problem. But you have Entrenched, you have Make an Opening. I mean, you just have card advantage. So, another good one. So back for the post game. So this updated list felt great. The subtle changes that I made with the restocks, the Bazines. I play tested the Bazines a little bit as well. I'm not going to put that video in here because it was really just me messing around trying to see how to work it, but it felt good. I liked the 1 Pillage. It was nice to have that in here, just randomly to disrupt my opponent's hand, especially like when we get to like the 7-8 resource turn where we can play Pillage alongside a piece of removal. It's really, really nice to just disrupt their hand while removing a threat on the board and kind of just getting to the place where we take over the game. One of the things that I love about this deck is that you can really start to take over the game as early as the Bossk flip turn. I mean, really, yeah, because you can attack him with Childsen that turn and attack him with Bossk. And a 6/6 Childsen, which you often have in here, plus Bossk, it's 10 damage to an aggro deck or to anything. And that's a lot of damage. And then if you're continuously doing that while removing their threats, that's putting a lot of pressure on them while you get to your endgame of Snoke and Avenger and Krayt Dragon. So you can play this deck a little more proactively too, which is definitely fits my style of wanting to play control, where I like the games to end quicker. I don't like the mill games. That's not fun for me. I don't think that's fun for anybody, but maybe it is. But hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the video, and y'all have a good one, and peace out.